How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. I think we're gonna do something a little bit different, and we'll see. I gotta get a couple things. We'll see how it goes. But for today, I think the next couple mechs that I'm gonna do, we're gonna do the whole process, but we're gonna speed it up and try and make the video shorter. Because I mean, having an hour worth of video to paint one mech is a little bit ridiculous. So, but I think we're gonna start beginning to end. So I'm gonna prime and then paint, and then kind of chop it up. So I'm aiming for about 30 to 40 minutes per mech. So we'll see how that goes. But today, what better mech to start with than the Stinger? And this is unprimed. I did wash this off with a toothbrush and some dish soap. Now, if you're in any way immersed in the lore, the Stinger is a very cheap, everybody's got it kind of mech, and in its earliest stages it just has a medium laser on it, and there's some variants later that have ERPPC or PPC or some other crazy shit like that. But for the Succession Wars and stuff, it is just one medium laser, and you'd think with it having just one single medium laser, it'd be faster than, you know, like a Locust or something like that, and it's not. It's actually slower than the Locust, and I think in the advanced rules, which I haven't played with all that much, it is more or less a command mech for a light mech unit, but it's just really weakly armored, and it just doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of firepower. Let me see if I can get this a little more centered. So yeah, we're gonna get this fella primed and painted, and we're just trying to see what we can do to kind of change the format a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set that guy down, and we're gonna grab a brush. You know what? No. Sorry, I had a thought, and then I thought better of it. And we're gonna go with the thought that was better than the thought that I had. So we're gonna be using this guy here for the black primer. And this is, I will have to say, this is quite a new artist brush liner. This came out of a set on Amazon, and for all intents and purposes, it's the brushes in the set have been pretty good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shaking up some black Pro Grill Prime. I do really like this primer, the black and the white. We're gonna put a little bit on our plate here. When I'm priming models, I use a plate. I don't put it on a palette. And we're just going to kind of go through the motions and prime this guy up. So, once it's all said and done, I guess we'll see you back here. All right, so the paint's dry on this guy now, and you can't really tell a whole lot about it. Obviously, it's a lot darker, and just in the inherent of having the black primer on it, a lot of the detail gets kind of missed out. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our Velcro white prime and we're gonna shake the hell out of it. Sorry, I had a secondary thought. There it is. Okay. So I just gotta put a little bit of white down, and then we're gonna take our Army Painter. Focus here, Masterclass Miniature Dry Brush. Sorry, I just realized my fingernail is really dirty. Actually, all my fingers are pretty dirty. I haven't cleaned them out with my pocket knife. I really like these guys for dry brushing, and I think anybody who has ever dry brushed with one of these before will tell you that they also really like the Army Painter Masterclass Miniature Dry Brush. So we're gonna get ourselves a little bit of white prime, and just kind of make sure we've got a little bit, and then we're just gonna lightly. Ooh, that's thick. Hang on. That's still really thick. And right now is kind of the time where you want to decide where the sun's going to be looking at your Mac, right? Oh, sorry. I got busy looking at the model and not at the camera. But you can, I mean, it really starts bringing out the detail when you you just kind of dry brush that on there. Yeah, see? Huge difference. And we'll just kind of lightly coat it on this side. How do shadows work? I don't know. I'm not an artist, but I can tell you that looks a hell of a lot better than it did. You can see a lot more definition on it, right? And that'll be that. So when this is dry, we'll come back and paint it. Now I put a little bit of thought into what I wanted to paint this guy, and I finally decided on paint scheme that I haven't used yet, which is the Taurian Concordat, which is a brown and a red. I really wish I had a different red than this, but I do like the way this red looks, so I think it'll be okay. We're gonna use brown as the base coat, and then we're gonna highlight with a little bit of saturated reds around the mech and probably like the arms and maybe a couple panels or something like that. And yeah, we'll have a Taurian Concordat mech. So let's start with the base coat here. And we want to thin that down a little bit. So we're going to use our handy dandy syringe because I still don't know where my fucking pipettes are. Probably in a box somewhere in the basement. And then we're just gonna put it all over the mech. And if you get some really thick spots, just grab it and drag. Part of my phone case broke off, and so it's not quite leaning the way that I'm used to it leaning. And every now and then I hit the damn phone with the brush, and it's not great. I tell you what. And yes, I know that seems really thick, but I did water it down quite a bit, so I think it'll get into all those recesses and it'll dry nicely. It's one thing about the Pro Acryl that I really like. And again, I haven't tried the Fanatics. I saw some Fanatics today at my friendly local game store, and I really thought about getting some, but I didn't know what colors I wanted, and I just went back to the Pro Acryl. One of these days I will try out the Fanatics. I hear it's super awesome. I haven't yet, but I will. I promise. So we'll get our base coat going on this guy, and we'll see you when it's done. All right. So our stinger's dry, and we're gonna try and add in some kind of reddish highlights. I'm thinking just on the shoulders here, and then kind of on the pelvis. And we're gonna take a little bit of the. Oh, I guess I did it off camera. I was trying to find like a darker red, so I grabbed some Vampire Red Army Painter. And we'll see how that goes on. Kind of want to do it really thin. Sorry, the table's really creaky. I have a very creaky table. I'm sure it's very loud. Actually, I know it's very loud because I've edited it. And I'm like, oh, hey, the table just went gurk. Like I said, I don't want to go too crazy on the red. I kind of want like a nice faded look to it. And I might have to go touch it back up with some brown, and that's okay. I can touch it up with some brown. And I think that's good. Simple enough. So we'll go ahead and let this guy dry, and then and come back to it. We might do our laser barrel here and our cooling grates and some black on the antenna. And yeah, touch up what we gotta do, and then dry brush on some metal wear, and I think this guy will be good. I don't know if we're gonna wash. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna want to wash him or not when we're all said and done. But I guess we'll see how it goes when we get there. All right, so our accents are dry on this guy. I like the way they came out. I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I inspected it with my eyes close up, and I think it's fine. Because the red's supposed to be more like a blended anyway, so I think we'll be okay with exactly how it is. So we're going to take us some Army Painter gunmetal and a couple drops of that. I need to clean the lid off. And then, let's see. What do we got? Ah! I forget there's a giant string attached to this fucking thing. Sure, why not? We'll use this guy. I've actually been really happy with how these Kainu brushes have been holding up for me. And they're not horrible to for applying paint either, so get rid of some of that extra. And we'll just lightly apply. I don't know if I can do it, but I might try to hand paint the Taurian Concordant bowl on there. I had a good time painting the Draconis Combine Dragon last time, even though it came out like crap. Get in here and put a little bit of silver in there. The nice thing too is I'm not too worried about getting a little bit of that highlight across the other painted parts of the mech, just because I'm going to go over it with a dry brush and put a little bit of metallic on a few different places to that hand's really tucked up in there, isn't it? Oof. Sometimes that's the problem with these, is just getting into where you want to put the paint is a little daunting. I suppose if you were dealing with the pewter ones or something, you could probably, set it up where you wanted it and gone from there. But, and then where is it? We're gonna use the Grim Black speed paint. I really only need like 2 drops of that. I don't know why I for whatever reason, antennas and foot pads, for whatever reason, in my mind, it's just like, nope, they're black. It doesn't matter. When in actuality, that is not the case. They don't have to be that color if you don't want them to be that color. I just kind of think it breaks it up depending on the color scheme of the mech, Make sure we get the underside. And while we got the black out, we might as well put our black base in for the cockpit glass. Ugh. Can't really see what I'm doing. Yeah, good enough for now. I mean, that's not a bad looking little stinger. You know what? No, we're gonna break this habit. Those are gonna be those colored foot pads. I'm gonna base it, so it'll be okay. But I am gonna take some bright jade, and we're gonna use that. Just a tiny. I don't even really need to pour any out. Just grab that with the brush and yeah, there we go. It's something different rather than the PPC blue. Alright, now then, what accent color do I want on that cockpit? Well, I've already got some red. Yeah. Way too much. Way too much. And now there's none. Alright. Let that dry. We'll put a little dot of white on it, and I think this guy's done other than basing. I can't really see any. Oh, now I do. Sorry, it's getting late and I'm getting tired. Damn it. Went for the wrong paint. Whoop. But I like the way the little guy came out. So, yeah. think we'll be okay with that. Alrighty, well, if you've stayed this long in the video, I appreciate it. If you haven't, then you won't hear this. So, yeah, I'll be safe out there. People are crazy.